Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo, guys? Black Clover, oh my god, I've been waiting for this moment. Thank you so much for putting in effort and greatness into these episodes. But man, I have been honestly hoping that would truly show us that he's still stronger, if not far surpass Asta at times by going into this ultimate spiritual spirit drive like that. So we gotta talk about it, man. This is why Black Clover has been absolutely on point, and why I don't understand anybody would want to compare it to other shows. I understand it because you want to feel superior about whatever you watch, and by saying your show superior, and mind you, the show they compare it to is My Hero Academia, which we're dealing with demons and all this weird stuff in this world, and they're like, oh yeah, let's compare it to a show with superheroes and supervillains. That's a real true comparison. So if that's how you like to watch and view your anime is by comparing it to another one that's actually still going and doesn't take a break, this show has been going for almost consistent all the whole time it's done all these episodes. The only reason why it wasn't consistent is because they actually took a break where you would think they were stopping the whole entire season. And what do you know? They didn't stop the season at all. They just kept grinding, almost as if it's a Dragon Ball Z worth quality show when it comes down to how many episodes come out in consecutive, or like a Boruto where they actually put all the effort into it to make it long lasting. That's weird. I wonder what show doesn't have that going for it. Is it My Hero? It is. But absolutely shredding through his own arm, which, to be fair, this is like I think the weakest form maybe of his spirit drive. I mean, he used one hand. One of his hands had all of the ability within it this week, and not to mention, uh, my boy did the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan freaking one arm Kamehameha this week. This dude was getting pushed back and straight up verbatim lifted all of his legs off the ground and pushed with one arm. I'm telling you, that is shout out to Gohan and the one thing he actually did right. That I mean, you gotta give credit where credit's due. I got everybody level 100. Holy crap. So of course you can't shouting out some iconic moments from other shows. I mean, Dragon Ball is no slouch when it comes down to shouting out other shows as well. So it's fun to see these types of things that, I mean, I know some people are going to be like, it wasn't Dragon Ball Z. It wasn't. It was their own creative thing. Okay, you can believe that if you want. Go watch Gohan, and if you don't believe it after watching that, cool. You're un, solvable, and you can't be changed. Good for you. Um, but regardless of the fact, I still believe this is like his weakest form. And mind you, he didn't even win this fight as much as he pushed a captain to raising his power so high that because he had to protect his crystal, and YUNO did not, that was probably the only reason why this even came out in a win for him in the first place. So imagine if YUNO was doing the exact same thing, holding the crystal with him the whole entire time you're fighting someone at a ridiculous amount of magic, and then the whole time you're fighting, you don't get scratched. He didn't even get scratched by YUNO while protecting the crystal. Meanwhile, his teammates are having a hard time handling his little teammates that aren't even good. It's ridiculous how powerful this captain is, and like how under whelmingly like they've been treating him up to this point. Like, my God, this guy is ridiculous. So, let's talk about Asa a little bit. This really shook him up, and I could tell from the previews he was pretty let down with himself just by them showing him like straight up covering his eyes and stuff like he's been crying. He didn't take it as bad as I thought he would. I thought it was going to be more of him beating himself up. But um, by looking at next week's episode on the previews, it looks, oh no, it almost looks like he is dumbfounded by how strong YUNO is or something along those lines, and he's just not being himself. I don't know. It looked funny with the little bit of that I saw from the previews. Is they're trying to dumb it down a little bit after a huge amount of fights that showed us Asta pushing himself to his limits, showed us the Wizard King talking to the cool mass jerk face and kind of telling him that, hey, I was the guy that maybe your dad has told you about, and if they did, I could really use your intelligence, your trap magic. I could use all of that stuff on the battlefield if you wouldn't mind stepping up, So it's time to see where that plays a part. It seemed like he kind of felt bad that he thought he was tricking people. Um, but I honestly think that they did very well with this character as a whole. Like, I really wish there was more of him within these battles and stuff. But of course, we gotta hope that they just know what they're doing and they bring him back for the right amount of time or for the right reasons and make it actually convincing and stuff like that. Uh, I don't know. I feel like with his character, it could go either way. But if they really want to like write out his character for a while and then he just shows up at the battle, that would make sense because he probably would already have traps set down at where he thought the battles would happen. I don't know. I just want to see his character. I was hoping his character would stay put or something like that, but he could be going to the black. He could be going to the. Oh my God! I already forgot the wizard's name after this hype episode. Their organization, but he could have gone to Asta's team and the Black Bulls, duh. And that's why he threw off the vice captain's purple, thing that he rocks, and then at the same time, he was acting as if he really tricked everybody that they believed he was in the purple. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to necessarily drop his character, like just all of a sudden he pops up, or if he's just going to the Black Bulls and he's gonna go see if he got to meet up with Captain, the leader, also in the preview. So it looks like the next episode has a sprinkle of filler and a sprinkle of nuance for us to learn maybe some relationships between each other or something along those lines. But I got a lot of videos to drop, well, at least 2 more, and I really want to get them out. Dauntless is coming out. I want to get good at that game too, so I can be playing it in the background. I think I might play it for One Punch Man and other stuff I'm gonna play. That counter takes forever. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this show. It's coming in pretty hot right now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can understand just what is possible when it comes down to Yuno's powers and how much he has freaking grown by absorbing this spirit within himself to pretty much then release the power from himself instead of just by grasping on her ability and then adding it to his own. By using it and being one with it is making him ridiculous strong. Kind of like the Mana skin, and he pretty much used that same technique to harness her within himself to absorb all the power. So we're in for a treat with this show, and I feel like it's only getting started with the overall how it wants to battle, how it wants to, play out and stuff like that. I feel like we're just now learning what the heck's going on, and I can't wait to see what you guys think about this week's episode of Black Clover. I am losing it. YUNO is back on top. Asta still needs to grow somehow. Even after having this transformation that he can go into on a fly, unless he loses control, he is not stronger than YUNO, not even close. So that's what we gotta chew on for the rest of these couple of episodes that are gonna be coming up. That's also what Asta's probably gonna be dealing with in his mind. So let's see how all this plays out, my anime people. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, because I'll be dropping a lot more videos. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome one, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.